Yo, yo, what's up? I'm Ant, and I'm joined by my two friends here. Introduce yourself, guys.
Tyler Peters, and just happy to be with you, gentlemen. So let's discuss some wrestling, shall we?
I'm Christian, back at it again. I agree. Just like Tyler said, thank thank you guys for having me on. So let's get it.
Christian's episode number 4. We were
I
doing
was
the
gonna say
countdown.
that. I was gonna say that again, but I didn't.
Hey,
I got you, brother.
congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate
Episode
it.
number.
Like I said, I'm happy to be here, joined by Tyler and Anthony. So really excited to have the conversation. I haven't had a conversation with Tyler yet, so it's gonna be very exciting.
It's gonna
Oh,
be
thank you.
lit. And if you guys are checking us out, you're here. Well, we are the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and you are checking out our Friday Night SmackDown from December 2nd, 2022, live in Buffalo, New York. Our recap. WWE has been in the Northeast a lot lately, these past couple of episodes. So fun times, except for last night with Raw. But anyways, so the Bloodline come out with Sami Zayn. I know he's a part of the Bloodline, but I just just sort of consider him sort of an honorary member. So they come out together, and I noticed that Solo is not wearing red like the rest of the group. I know that that's normal of him to do, but with cracks forming, I just want to pay close attention to any and all things. So basically, he does not put up the one finger either, Solo, when they all do it. Interesting. And
Yeah,
Sammy, it is. Sammy says at War Games, and then Jimmy's like, no, stop. He's like, tonight it's about you. Sammy, you, my dog, were the MVP of War Games. During the match, they were chanting, Sammy Uso, you're the man. Jay takes the mic and says, I doubted you for a long time. But when you decided to stand with the family, you got my respect ASAP. Sammy's like, I don't know what to say. I'm feeling oozy. And with that, Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes come out, and they basically have some back and forth fodder to set up Sheamus versus Sammy. So I'll throw it to Tyler first, since Tyler's an older member, a senior.
Does that mean I'm wiser? I'm a wise guy like Paul Heyman?
Well, you listen to Jim Cornette, so
There's nothing wrong with that. That makes me
He's the
smart.
GOAT.
That
Jim
makes
Cornette
me,
is the GOAT.
He's one of the greatest of all time. If
shit, I forgot
just a little
handicap.
bit,
Better
yeah,
keep my
you're
mouth
double
shut.
teamed. You've got to acknowledge us now. Thanks for that comment. No, but
Go ahead,
seriously,
sir.
the Brawling Brutes. I like this feud with the Usos and Sami Zayn. Let's just say it. The guy's been killing the game. I'll borrow a term from what you were saying, Ann, about this podcast. I mean, I'm feeling oozy. I'm feeling yeet, whatever you want to call it. I love Sami Zayn. Christian, I mean, well, what do you guys think? I just can't get enough of the bloodline to think that this story was only going to last, what, maybe a couple months, and now look at its progression. It's just amazing. I love everything about it. Let me put it that way.
No, absolutely. This was a usual good bloodline segment as always. Especially, I feel like the fans want to see Sami Zayn more, when I did not have the experience to see Sami Zayn, I only got to see the bloodline without him. So it's happy to see Sami Zayn on TV. It was a good promo, with Jay finally putting Sami over as a bloodline member, acknowledging him as family, as we already saw this past Monday night on Raw. The crowd was very into it as usual. They kept it really simple. And then once the Brawling Brutes come out, I knew there was going to be some trying to transition onto a singles match. But overall, it's always good way to start the show with the Bloodline, especially Friday Night SmackDown. I feel like, Friday Night SmackDown's more their show. It sucks not having the Tribal Chief there because he really does make the Bloodline. But good starting segment to Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, we the ones.
I
Yes,
agree,
sir.
y'all. I will say, Dory and I were talking about this last night with Raw being on. We're recording this on Tuesday. And I think we talked about this a little bit. I do feel like they need to let go of like them finding it hysterical anytime Sammy says it. Last night on Raw, they did a little thing where that they mentioned something silly, and Jimmy and Jay started trying to hold their faces together like it was so funny. I think, it's better when it's more organic, not every week. It's like, but Sami Zayn is funny. Maybe I did learn from, I think, Christian, you told me that they did the handshake. They've known each other for a long time, and they go way back, and they did that handshake back in the
They
day.
go back since 2015, back in Sami Zayn's early NXT days.
Yeah, so I can see them being good friends, like us. Like we're we break each other's balls and crack up, like, so I can see that happening. And,
Right.
maybe they do really find it funny, but I think at some point, um, it's gonna have to be not as funny. But
You feel like it's forced. I don't mean to cut you off.
yeah, go ahead.
What Sammy's doing, is that kind of the perspective you're coming
I'm
at?
having two thoughts. I think it's becoming forced, and I also am a little nervous of them making Sami Zayn the joke all the time. He's a good wrestler, and what I mean is, if you go back to his whole thing with Johnny Knoxville, he was a fool.
It's more the comedic style of wrestling.
And I think if he is going to battle Roman eventually, I want it to be believable. And right, I do think he's a bomb ass wrestler. I like him, and I know he'll have a bomb match. But if I'm looking at this just based on the storylines, I don't think Sammy's a posable threat, because he's like the goof of the company, kind of. And I think they need to start, having him become a little bit more serious, a tiny bit, even not all the way. I think it's starting a little bit on, he's becoming more of a member.
Correct.
He's becoming more like, like in your face. But I just feel like I would just want something different. The past year, he's been a joke. Even last year with, there's a conspiracy against me. Like it's like there's never been a consistent, I'm just a bomb ass wrestler and I'm here to compete storyline with Sammy. It's always been, since he came up to the main roster, some silly thing, or his battle with Kevin Owens. That's it.
I think, yeah, go ahead.
No,
Chris.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I agree with that 100%. The problem is he's just so good on the mic.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the fans love to see it. And I feel like they're starting to give more of like what the fans want to see. The Uzi thing is starting to get really, really old. I just wanted to say that real quick. It is starting to get very, very old. The first time they said it, I didn't think it was really that funny. The part that I thought was funny was them breaking character. But I feel like Sami Zayn, in order for him to get, a little more serious, I feel like the bloodline really needs to betray him, and they need to betray him in a way where it's good, because if he does team up with KO again, I personally think he will team up with KO to fight the Usos for the undisputed tag titles. And I hope that if he does do that, I do hope to see him more serious with Kevin Owens. Again, the only problem with that is they don't want anything to do with each other, so that I don't know. I don't know. Sami Zayn's just too good on the mic for him to be a serious character.
I get it.
I just want to say that I think Uzi is one of the greatest inventions so far, and I have to just respectfully disagree with you, gentlemen, just to keep it a little different. Because salute, thank you very much. I love this stuff. I can't help it. Sami Zayn, I think we just need to give it time with all sincerity. I think he'll be more legitimate, but you brought up a great point, and so did you, Ant, about Kevin Owens. They're getting him in the picture, and I'll just piggyback off that. But I love the entertaining stuff.
This is entertaining too. Christian, excuse me, folks. So yeah, this is uncensored. It's frozen.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought that was just my computer.
No, Christian guys saw the look of fear on Christian's face. Yeah, it made me laugh. He's back.
He's back,
Well,
Tyler.
Yeah, I guess James Taylor. That needs to be my song, "The Frozen Man." I've not done this in a while. It's happened a couple times. That's making a great point about Sami Zayn, and I guess you guys got mad. It was I thought Retribution was back. What happened? What's going on
Yo.
here? Vince McMahon's taking control again. Johnny Ace. I can't believe it.
my
Come
God.
off. Hurry up. He said pro wrestling and says sports entertainment. Cut him off.
Yeah, there you go. We can't say those terms anymore. Yes, we can. Thanks, Triple
Cut
H.
him off.
Oh man,
Oh no, he's back.
he's back. All right, Tyler.
Let's take a shot every time Tyler freezes.
Did he freeze again?
That's what I'm saying. I told you I love it when shit goes wrong.
Oh my God, Tyler, what?
This is so
It's all right,
great.
Tyler. You're almost there.
I've been censored again. I guess I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I'm back. I'd love to see the faces. I'm breaking them. We're not even into the first match. And it's already.
Now I
This is the
get
first
the whole
segment.
Uzi thing.
Yeah, the Uzi thing. I guess you guys were really mad because you're like, okay, you said it again. Let's do it. Let's cause the.
Yo, I'm taking
That's
us
what I
back.
get for disagreeing.
Yeah, that's what I get for having a different opinion. What happened to freedom of
He
speech?
was
in this
like,
country?
What happened to
"I
freedom of speech? I guess.
disagree."
it's- What's her name? Shelby. What's her name, Anthony?
Who? Shirley.
Shirley. I guess Shirley doesn't like freedom of speech.
He's frozen again. Yo, party foul. Take another shot. All right. If you're playing along at home, Tyler is frozen. So go ahead and take another shot. He's back.
No, I was just actually messaging the powers that be, asking what did I do? Because I'm frozen every time I try
Yo.
to say something. Somebody else say something. Maybe it'll help.
Yeah.
I don't know.
My title bell's falling down because I'm cracking up. Okay, so let's
Oh
move on to
man.
the match.
Yeah,
all right.
let's
Hey, I'm
move
here
on
for
to the
laughs, if
match, but
nothing else.
it was a good opening segment. And it was a good opening segment also to lead on to the next match.
Yes.
Anthony will tell us what the next match was.
Well, Christian's taking over. I like this. Look at this.
I did too. He's
I
showing-
just don't want Tyler's thing to freeze again. So
Well, yeah, you made it happen. You fucking spoke it into existence, Chris. Well,
it's just the way he's frozen. Like he's oh man.
This is awesome.
I know he's pissed.
Another shot. Here we go.
I know he's pissed.
This. Oh, he's gone. Oh, wait, no, he's back. Tyler.
Well, this has been a train wreck, and my apologies. My goodness.
No, you're good. It's not your fault, man. Technical
Every
difficulties.
time we freeze,
I've never.
take a
I mean,
shot.
I've been serious. I've been asking, has anybody else had? Because this is so funny. I'm like all of a sudden. I need to
I
come
swear to
back
God,
and
none of us are messing with you.
Chris,
I know.
Chris,
I know.
it's Chris right
I know.
now.
Trust me. I know.
I
This used to be a
don't
lot
know
more
the
common,
crazy
man.
hacks like that.
That is awesome. This oh, he's back. Yo, this is fucking
Holy hell. What are we gonna do
yeah, this
here?
is a fucking nightmare. I love it. This is awesome. Okay, let me move on as Tyler recuperates. So Sheamus along. I can't even look it up.
Do you want me to do this, Anthony?
You know what? If it's better, seriously, I may need to because I'm having so many
Tyler!
difficulties.
You are totally fine. No, but I love it. This is fun.
No,
You are-
yeah, but I don't want to ruin the show, man. I'll come back on the Attitude Years. It's weird, man. It can work great for months, and then all of a sudden, it's like it has.
Tyler, it's like
I'm afraid it's going to freeze up though, and when you guys are making a point or I'm trying, it's just going to make it screw up your recording. So if it's better for me, I understand, man. It's been a blast. I've been laughing, but
this is live, pal. We'll do it live.
Okay, yeah, he's frozen. Well, Tyler, hopefully we can do this again. I think he's just gonna leave.
No, yo, Tyler, come back. It's okay, Tyler. I feel you, brother. Okay, well, this is the first time this has happened before. Chris, let me fix this. Hang on, I told you I love when shit goes wrong. Wait a minute, he's still there. I like it. Wait a minute, it keeps freezing. Oh, Tyler, I love you, Tyler. He's cracking up. Okay, Tyler, we appreciate you. We love your thoughts. Okay,
Appreciate it. I wish you, yeah.
Yes, appreciate you, sir.
We appreciate you, Tyler.
Okay, there we go.
Oh man, Tyler, I appreciate it, man. Sad we didn't get to, have a full episode together, but
That
we'll see you
was
soon. That was
that
something though.
made my fucking night, dude.
Holy hell, that was something.
That tickled me. That really fucking tickled my ass, man.
That's why, we had the word uncensored in there.
That's why it's totally cool. So I think I can take over. I mean, if you want to, you can. Whoever.
I know. I only said that because you were dying laughing in the moment, so
I
I didn't
think
know
I'm
what
good
you
now
wanted to
that the
do.
picture is gone. I just kept laughing because I was trying to
No,
be
yeah,
serious and calm.
exactly. Because
I
this
just
picture
seen
was
a
like,
smile.
oh man, oh
Yeah,
man.
I'm like, how the fuck? I talk about the brawling brutes with that. Okay, but I'm gonna do it now.
Go ahead,
So
go ahead.
thank you, sir. You are a straight up G, Chris. I like you, brother. Okay, wait. We'll do high five, okay? And then fist bump. Boom. Appreciate it. Okay, so
Hell yeah.
for the first match of the night, Sami Zayn with the Bloodline taking on Sheamus with the Brawling Brutes. Just some quick notes here. Sheamus is in control to start with many clotheslines. He sends Sami into the railing. Sami takes control with a DDT, and that gets a 2 count. Sami then nails a flying tornado DDT. Sami goes for 10 beats, but Sheamus takes control. Sheamus nails a power slam, and he catches Sami off the top with an Irish curse. And Sheamus turns that into a clover leaf, but Sami is able to grab the ropes. Sami dives onto Sheamus outside, and Sheamus is actually nailing the white noise to get a 2 count. Sheamus nails 20 beats of the Bowery to Sami. Jimmy then kicks Sheamus. Sami nails a blue thunder bomb, and that gets a 2 count. And that's when the Brawling Brutes and the Usos fight outside of the ring. Solo obviously shows his allegiance, and he attacks the Brutes. And Jay super kicks Sheamus, and Sami makes the cover and gets a 3 count. So Sami getting the win over Sheamus with the help of Jay Uso. Now, Chris, my question for you is: does this, and I guess this is like I guess I'm trying to ask you what you think is going to happen. Does this cement Jay's trust in Sami, or do you think they're still, because this is a big deal? This is a guy who would never, like, he stopped his matches to avoid Sami getting involved. So, do you think this is the end of their issues with Sami?
I do. It was a good match. I don't think we've seen a match where Sammy's been involved in the match where we've actually seen, the help of Jey Uso. We see Jey Uso finally acknowledge, he's acknowledged Sami Zayn as a member, not a member of the bloodline, but basically family for the past 2 weeks now, ever since Survivor Series. Excuse me. So, and not just Jey Uso, but Solo as well. And we talked about earlier how you mentioned in this beginning segment where you don't see Solo wearing, red, you don't see him throwing up the one. So he was a big factor in this match, in my opinion. He dominated. I think he was the difference maker in this match. But
Yeah.
I definitely do think now the problems between Jay and Sammy, I think for the most part they should be over. I can't say that we won't see them maybe, disagree in the near future, but I definitely think for the most part, I definitely think they're both on the same page, which makes them both very, very dominant.
I agree, my friend. I think, yeah, I think this solidifies them as a group, but something's gonna happen down the line.
Oh, absolutely.
We then get a promo for Legado del Fantasma. Not much to talk about here. Just, Santos is getting ready for the main event tonight. Kofi Kingston's backstage, and Kofi announces that he will be in the Royal Rumble match. I'm excited to see what kind of stunt he pulls off. I always look forward to Kofi in the
Me
Rumble.
too, me too.
However,
And
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the
Go
thing
ahead.
is, it's always, you know, my problem with the Royal Rumble is I don't like when they announce. Like, I know, okay, Kofi Kingston's in the Rumble. It's not like, oh my God, like, but I feel like, if they're going to announce him, they should put him one or two. But
You know what I
I just hope,
miss?
I hope for future I hope for future they don't keep
They
announcing.
don't announce people.
Maybe announce one more, have those two be the top or the first two entries, and don't announce anyone else.
I I miss back in the days when like they wouldn't announce who was and they would maybe announce who's in the match, or maybe they wouldn't. I don't know. But like during the actual Rumble pay-per-view, when they would go to backstage and they pick their numbers, I missed those because those segments were always
Right.
good.
Oh
You
yes,
know?
absolutely.
So I miss that stuff because then there you could get like I remember Farouk would be like, damn, or like there was
Yeah.
a great one where Eddie steals Ric Flair's number and Ric Flair is like all smiling and he's like, I'm the judge, living limousine right. And Eddie Guerrero lie, cheat, and steal. So he's like, I get Eddie lies, like I got the best number ever, and Rick's like, oh, I want it, and then they swap and Rick gets a shitty number. But anyways, let's move on. So yeah, you're not a big fan of that. I'm not either. I really hate
Oh
it when they were
right,
announcing
right. I
everyone.
do. I'm trying to think of that segment, and I do remember
You
that
remember,
segment. That
right? It was
happened
like
in
from Rumble.
2005.
Yes, Rumble.
Yes,
That was a
2005.
very good Royal Rumble. Probably one of my top 10 favorites.
Is is that the Rumble?
That's one with Edge and
Rumble?
Shawn Michaels, JBL, Big Show, and Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Triple H, um, God, Undertaker versus Heidenreich in the casket match. It was the one where they were doing like the promo of like them singing and shit, like West Side
Was
Story.
that the one? Batista one?
Yes, that's one where Batista
Okay,
runs down and
okay,
hurts his legs. That's
okay.
hysterical.
Mysterio won the year after.
He won
Okay,
06, yes.
okay.
But Imperium confront Kofi Kingston backstage on SmackDown, and Gunther ends up challenging Kofi. So I'm excited to see that match. Gunther is one of my favorites. I just hope they go back to Walter. I don't understand. Although I do love Gunther, the way the lady fucking says his name.
I like
Moving
Walter
on.
better.
Bray Wyatt is backstage, and I feel like I guess I'm gonna call his Uncle Howdy character the Shape, kind of like in Halloween. Um, I feel like he kind of looks different. Doesn't he have now Uncle Howdy, but like the mask, it's like more green now, right?
I
Did you
th-
notice that?
I did notice that. I think they need to soon just tell us who the fuck Uncle Howdy is. I think it's Bo Dallas, but I don't know.
So Bray's backstage and he says, and we'll talk about that. He says, we are spoiled. Everyone has manners. But once upon a time, we were wild animals. And he says, snakes eat rats. It's just animals trying to survive. And he says, some of us must die for others to live. He says, we all want to fit in and carry on. He goes, I'm not the one who hurt LA Knight. He says, I heard you, how you rejoiced, how primal of you. If I had been the one, you all would know because there would be nothing of LA Knight left. And that's it. So here's my question for you with this whole Bray thing. Do we don't know the answer. We're supposed to be confused. But are we supposed to think that Bray is trying to fight this person in his head? Is this, like you said, an actual physical being? Is it, because, this is a Raw situation, but we keep seeing it pop up with Alexa Bliss. So there's some form of supernatural, whatever type of element to it, because there's not a physical person there doing it. So is this sort of like gonna be kind of like, is Bray fighting these emotions and sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't? Like, I'm very confused.
I'm also very confused. With the whole Alexa Bliss thing, I could see maybe why it would have something to do, with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss because they obviously have done something in the past with the whole fire friendly house thing. Um, I don't know exactly what they could do. I generally don't know because we kind of see, Alexa Bliss bring her doll, and so she kind of like plays that character like she used to, but we're kind of seeing a whole new Bray Wyatt. So I don't know. I do. My theory is I do think Uncle Howie is a real person. Like I said, I think it's Bo Dallas. Maybe they do something with the family because
You know
Uncle
what I'm
Howie.
thinking?
But
As you're
I
talking, I
generally
got an
don't
idea.
know. I generally okay, good. But
No, no,
I'm
you go
just
ahead. No, you keep talking.
excuse me. I'm just saying. It's so good. Like this was an interesting message. It, it, they the only thing I want to see him wrestle. That is my only thing. I like these segments that he does, obviously all the time. I like him better when they're more in the ring, but
Hmm.
they can't really do that because his entrance takes forever.
I love seeing it though. When I was there when he came out on SmackDown,
Oh man, I've
I'll
never
send
seen
you the
Bray
clips.
Wyatt. Okay, yeah, I need to see that because my buddy saw, but and they when he came to Extreme Rules, but he didn't go out. But whether or not Wyatt is admitting the truth that he attacked LA Knight or not, it was a good promo. I don't know. Maybe him and LA Knight do something in the future. If they were going to do something, I thought they already would have done it at War Games, but I don't know. Maybe it's just I think they're doing this segment very, very well and the storyline very good because, like you said, you're confused.
Hmm.
I'm confused. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I just honestly I don't know what else to say. We're just gonna have to watch and find out. But
I
I would
think
like to see Bray Wyatt finally do some in-ring competition, at least
it'll
if it's just
happen
a good
soon.
match.
It has to happen soon. But I think, you're talking about Alexa Bliss. I have a feeling that it might be like this crew, this clique is going to be members of his past or members of former selves. For example, I could definitely see Alexa Bliss. I'm not a fan of Eric Redbeard, whatever you want to call him, but I could definitely see them be like, hey, come join this group. I could see them. I know Karrion Kross doesn't really have much to do with any of this, but why not? I could see them doing things because the whole storyline, it seems, is Bray is fighting with himself and trying to figure out who he is. He
Right.
came out, I'm a good guy, you all love me, I'm and this whole storyline is, even with with the phone, you dial the numbers and oh, he's not telling the truth. He's not. It's this battle of what's going on with him, right? Like, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? What's his personality? I keep losing my title. What's the split? What's going on? And I think that I don't know. Maybe it's not going to be that. Maybe it's just going to be Bo. But it definitely just seems like there's going to be some elements of his past, especially with Alexa Bliss. Why is Alexa, who's on a
I
completely
don't
different
know.
show, doing completely different things, being involved in this? And it's not like you definitely see it. Um, but let's move on because we do see some
I
Uncle Howdy
gen
later.
Yeah, because I don't like you just that what you just said is a really good point. Alexa Bliss is a whole and is in a whole another show. So I don't know. I
And
don't.
that means that it could be anybody. It could be on NXT. It could be someone from, you never know. But
I have no idea.
we now have our next match. Emma taking on Shayna Basler. But before the match, Emma's talking to Madcap Moss backstage. And Moss says, Emma, you're a trailblazer. Trailblazer, yeah. You worked your tail off to make change. You're Emma. You belong here. And then Emma kisses Moss on the cheek. And
Oh,
yeah, cute. The match starts. Emma nails a Russian leg sweep and gets a two. Shayna nails a clothesline, and Emma clotheslines Shayna as well. Emma applies a tarantula, and Emma climbs to the top, but Shayna kicks the ropes, takes her down, and applies a Kirifuda clutch, and Emma taps. After the match, Shayna continues assaulting Emma until Shotzi run out. Shayna kicks Shotzi in the face, and she goes to stomp on Shotzi until Raquel Rodriguez runs out and Shayna leaves. Um, I'm hearing rumors on different sites that it looks like it will probably be Ronda versus Raquel at Rumble,
yep.
which I wouldn't mind seeing. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I really think Raquel. You're gonna be surprised. I think Raquel is beautiful. There's another Raquel.
I think her injuries at work.
Oh yeah, but she is so like man,
Oh,
there's something
absolutely.
about her. The
You
big
know who
mommy
she's dating,
cool.
right?
Like yeah, she dates blonde. But here's my
Yeah.
thing. My thing is I find her more attractive than Rhea. And I'm comparing them because they're both the same height,
I will
physique.
agree. I will agree.
That's my only thought.
I will
But
agree with you on that. I will agree with you on that.
what do you think about Shayna? I mean, we talked about this the
I
other
think
night, dominating. Go ahead.
right. I think this is another easy win for Shayna with, Emma getting a bit offense in there, but she's not a threat to Shayna. Not at all. They need to do more with Emma for like people to care because I don't think people really care too much about Emma since we've been back. She didn't get much of a pop. Um, Maybe they could do something with her and Madcap Moss since Madcap Moss is, a little more ahead of the with the crowd than Emma is, but it was just another dominant win for
I
Shayna.
thought they were gonna
They need
do.
to book Shayna Baszler a little more, but
Yeah, they do.
that's all I
I
gotta
thought
say.
they were gonna do, and this doesn't matter, but I thought they were gonna do a mixed tag. I thought it was gonna be Emma and Moss versus Cross and Scarlett because
That
it's.
would have been a good match. We haven't
But
seen Scarlett really wrestle too much, so
mhm. But I do like and we mentioned this. I do like seeing Shayna in a stronger light. She came back from Elimination Chamber, dominated, lost to Becky, and then everyone forgot about her. Then she tag teamed with Nia Jax, then did this and nothing important. So I am glad to see her in a storyline. But yeah, would you do you think Raquel? I mean, I doubt this is going to happen at Rumble, but would you be okay if Raquel beat Ronda?
Um,
She's a
no,
former NXT Women's Champion and
no,
NXT Tag Champ.
no. As I love Raquel Rodriguez. I think she will make a future great SmackDown Women's Champion. But before we take our first break, I just want to say, you know, I don't think she should win because there's no storyline. If like hypothetically speaking, Charlotte Flair comes back, she wins the Rumble, or hypothetically speaking, Shayna Baszler wins the Rumble. At least there's a storyline going into those matches because Charlotte still has unfinished business with Ronda, and Shayna Baszler and Ronda are good friends, and it would be cool to see them fight. So that's
I would
I
like
I
to
hope I
see.
hope I will not say this ever again, but I hope Ronda does not lose the title at the Rumble.
Ooh, I do want to. I would like to see Raquel versus Charlotte down the line. But we're
Yes.
gonna take our first break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about Gunther and a lot more. We see some new old faces returning. A lot's happening. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. I got my dude Christian with me.
What's up? Sadly, we are not joined by Tyler, as you
No
saw
more.
before. He
I'm gonna
having some
make
technical
Christian sing
difficulties.
one time because Christian said that he doesn't sing.
I'm so bad with the singing. I'm terrible. I don't sing. I wish I had a voice. I
Saying,
sadly do
damn it.
not.
That's one thing that this unflawed guy has is a non-singing ability, but that's okay.
That is
Now it's
my
my
one thing I
time
don't have.
that I get to pimp us all out. Check out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts available. Give us a 5-star rating. I might ask a question. I'll let you know at the end if I do. And because with Spotify you can ask a Q&A thing. Fun. Also hit us up on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell to stay notified when new content drops. And you get to see our beautiful faces. See, speech impediment. Hi. We have Christian here. Yeah.
How we doing? I'm back.
That's
Ready.
Christian's thinking about the lovely lady that's about to write to him after seeing his smile and radiant hair. And
Honestly, I'm taking a break from the ladies. I'm
wow.
not I'm not in a rush. I don't want to I'm not
Wow.
but if feel free to text me, hit me up. I'm always
Yo,
down to
you
have a
heard it here
conversation.
first.
But do not get attached or anything because it's not happening. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Yo.
sorry. That's just how I feel. I think
Respect.
I'm not dating anybody. I think all you girls are the same. So,
Wow. It's
but
I'm gonna stop you while you're ahead, sir. Hold on. We don't want girls don't leave. That's his thought.
that's my thought only just by experience. But shout out to the female listeners out there. We love you.
Shout
I
out to
love you
y'all.
guys. You guys are the best.
Females, man.
You guys are a blessing.
They're beautiful, man. Okay.
We are beautiful.
They are a blessing. Good God Almighty. Okay. Speaking of blessings, which you and Tyler were having a fun time talking about, Lacey Evans has a promo. There's a funny thing on Facebook, I'm sure you saw it, where it's like it says every time Lacey Evans leaves what was it, a character meeting or whatever it is, a pitch meeting, and it's like all different characters from Mortal Kombat and shit. Lacey Evans goes through fucking
She's
gimmick
dope.
after gimmick
After
after
gimmick
gimmick.
after gimmick, and I feel like every time before you go into the promo,
Go
I
ahead.
just want to say I feel like every time she gets a good gimmick and it finally starts to go somewhere, we don't see her for like a month or two, and then she gets a whole new gimmick.
What is
I
this
don't
gimmick
know.
that she's just an army bitch?
I don't know, but there's
I didn't watch the promo. I just because I'm like, yo,
so
man.
so basically, yeah. So basically, a video aired basically saying like she was getting back to basics, and then training in some military while training with the U.S. Marine Corps, and then she ended it by saying the mission begins, and then telling us to go back to basics. So I don't know. I think
Is it
there's
more heelish or face the promo?
um. See, this is where I'm getting at. So there's rumors going around that Sergeant Slaughter could be a manager,
What? Why?
cause Army.
Yeah, but he's old as fuck.
I don't know. He did a
Why would she
wrestling
want that? Was like her with Ric Flair. Why would you want an old guy?
he did
I
a
think-
wrestling convention in Harrisburg, and he didn't look that bad. He didn't look too old, but that's just a stupid rumor I heard. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
but
I
good
think
God.
I think it's more heelish. Her with her last gimmick, she kind of started. She did her life story. She was kind of trying to do like a more baby face, but then she ended up did switching heel. She also did say in her last gimmick, she's like, none of you guys appreciate me. So maybe this is her heel gimmick on maybe like getting the fans to appreciate her, because you always will appreciate a a military, U.S.
Yeah,
Marine
of
Corps.
course.
So maybe this is finally her way to get us the fans a way to appreciate her, what she's done, because that's what
Um,
she was very pissed off about. But I think it's going to be more of a heel character.
this is vibes of you ever see the Facebook meme of like Sable walking out and she's waving, smiling to the crowd. And then it goes, it's her smiling, and then it goes, oh, wait a minute. I'm stopping heel. And then it shows her face and she like slowly puts her hand down. We don't know
Sable is
what's
awesome.
we don't know
Let me
what-
tell you, Sable is awesome.
That's awesome, dude. Fucking, I don't know what like, yo.
Wait, what happened?
Like it's really funny because she really had no clue she was a heel or face. She came out moving to the crowd and then like in the middle of her waving, she like stops. It was weird. Like, oh
How old is she now? Is she
no
older?
God. Did you see the
Is she?
picture of her when she was young that's floating online? She was very pretty. She's a beautiful woman.
Oh yeah, is she with Brock Lesnar still?
Yeah, that's why I'm
Okay,
just laughing at
okay.
just the way she's like all smiling and waving, and then she's like, oh, she like puts her
Oh,
hand out, just
I
like
had the video right here.
what, her doing the wave?
Yes.
Yeah, then realizing that she's not a baby face. Watch.
Wow.
See, she comes out smiling. It's
Wow.
really bad.
She. Wow. Yep. Vince. I know Vince McMahon. What the hell? Yep. She got
It's
the
like
Vince
she's
McMahon
waving,
screamed
and then
after
she's like,
that.
oops, and then
Wow. She went. Oh wait, I'm not. I'm not a. I'm not. I'm a heel.
yeah, it was weird. That's why it was
Oh
awful.
my God. Yeah, not a good heel. She definitely got the Vince McMahon treatment after.
Let's move on. Poor Lacey. Lacey got like
Shout
fucked
out
up.
Lacey Evans though, and shout out Sable. I really liked Sable.
Sabre was cool. All right. So we have Gunther, the Intercontinental Champion with Imperium, taking on Kofi Kingston. And excuse me for my nasally voice, by the way. Sinuses are happening, and I just generally have a nasally voice. Hey, it's good for a podcast, right? So Gunther nails a big chop to the chest of Kofi. Kofi tries to make some moves of his own, but Gunther just chops in nonstop. Braun Strowman comes out and takes out Imperium. Kofi goes for an SOS and gets a 2 count. This is cool. He nails a boom drop and a frog splash to the back of Gunther, and that gets a 2. Kofi jumps off the top, but is met with a chop, and in German, it gets a 2 count. Gunther applies the Boston Crab and then applies an STF. And then the end comes after Gunther nails his new finisher, the Last Symphony, and he gets a 3 count, and that's it. So I guess it was just a match for the show. It was good to see Gunther get involved. I'm not looking forward to Gunther versus Braun. Maybe they'll have a decent match, but again, it just seems like this match was put on. It was a good match. I'm not shit talking. I was happy to see it. It was a good match. But again, I think it was just sort of put on so that Braun could run out and take care of Imperium. But what did you think?
I thought it was another good match. Where the crowd again was not into it. Which I don't blame them, because here's the thing, I like Gunther, whatever you want to call him. I know him as Walter. Um, But I don't know about you, but he doesn't interest me. His manager or whatever, they interest me more than he actually does.
Who,
So
Gunther?
Gunther, I think he's a very boring champion. So
Really?
he doesn't
But you
he's
like him?
I like him. I like him as a wrestler. He's a very, very good wrestler. I'm speaking wrestling. But his gimmick, his mic skills, I don't think it's interesting. I don't think it's exciting. Um, Kofi worked hard and he came close a few times. Gunther's just, he's a powerful guy. Um, it's
He kind
really
of
hard
gives you
to
Bobby Lashley
he
vibes.
do, he no he does, but Bobby Lashley has way more muscle. I feel like Gunther's just bigger.
I mean more like on the mic. Like Lashley doesn't really
Oh
talk
yeah,
much. He just sort of goes out there and
yeah, but Lashley at least interests me because Lashley's kind of he has an intimidating sound on the mic, and I guess so does Gunther, but I can't really understand him when he speaks.
I
So
think he's badass. But I go ahead.
he is badass, but he just doesn't interest me too
Cool.
much. But
And
um,
Perry, you do like Marcel and Giovanni,
yeah,
the team.
yeah, they
I
interest me
think they
more
should
than
challenge for the
Gunther.
titles.
It would be interesting to see. It really would. But again, I don't think it's really much competition. Just like in this match, I don't think Kofi Kingston was much competition either.
Yeah.
I just don't. It was a good match. They could have maybe, had a better ending to it. Maybe Kofi could have got the win, but it wouldn't have made sense for Kofi to get the win, I guess. But I don't know. I'd like to see more from Gunther. Uh, if if anything, he he loses the title to Strowman, I wouldn't mind seeing that just because I think Strowman as champion would be dominant. I think he would be very, very good for a champion. But this match was good. I just wish the crowd was more into it because it really was. But
It was good.
again, Gunther just doesn't excite me. Kofi Kingston always has. So
I have
hopefully they
to
book Gunther better in the future.
I don't want to disagree with you because I don't disagree with you. For me, I have to wait to see more of Braun's stuff now because I just don't think he's champion material. All he does is run around the ring, and I like that. But like he doesn't do anything like at least you said like Gunther, you can't understand him, so that makes you stop. I know he's born. He's like in essence born, but like at least
Yeah.
there's like he's just Braun is a monster among the monsters now. Like, okay, we get it. So you're gonna destroy every big guy. That's gonna be your gimmick, and then Goldberg's gonna come and destroy you. Like they're gonna set it up for some stupid thing. Hopefully not. Now with Triple H being in charge, and maybe Braun will have a more serious. But I think of Braun coming out at the fucking New Orleans WrestleMania, destroying the fucking parade floats, and I'm like, cool. And teaming up with a little boy. But let's move on. So the Bloodline are backstage, and Jay and Jimmy are talking, and Jay's like, I never talked to Sammy about him lying. Pretty much a conversation that sets up for Sheamus to attack the Usos with the shillelagh. And Sheamus says, if you two make it past Raw, me and Drew will see you on the other side. So Drew McIntyre and Sheamus will challenge the Usos if they defeat Matt Riddle and Elias on Raw. So really not much to talk about there. You can if you want.
Not
What
much
do
to
you think?
talk excuse me. Not much to talk about. Just Drew McIntyre and Sheamus beat the Usos last week on a non-title match, so it makes sense that they will likely follow up with the title match. Excuse me. It's going to also be interesting to see Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. See if they could. I don't think they will win the tag titles, but to see him actually as a tag team because we know there's such a long history of them being rivals, but they've recently put that all to the past for the War Games match, and ever since the War Games match, I feel like they've been more on the same page. It could be more on the same page in a sense they both want to take down the bloodline. Maybe it's not necessarily that they're starting to like each other. But it's gonna also be interesting to see how they team up. But it just makes sense because, like I said, they beat him last week in a non-title action. So I think it's gonna be a good match where I do think the Usos will take the W.
Okay. I'm excited to see, dude. Well, Damage Control come out next. And Bailey's like, SmackDown needed the ratings and knew they could count on Damage Control. The three of us combined were in the War Games match for 95 minutes. Do you know what that does to our bodies? Bailey says, nobody on SmackDown had the guts to step up and challenge us. Nobody wanted to face us. Bailey goes on to say, as the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, that disappointed me. That's when Liv Morgan comes out. And Liv says, it seems you have a problem with us. And on behalf of the SmackDown Women's locker room, I'm here to address it. Liv runs down and tries to make an attack, but Damage Control will take advantage until we get the return of Tegan Knox, who comes out. I thought she was Tekashi 6ix9ine with the hair at first. I was so confused. When I saw the video, not the video, I saw like a picture. I was like, who the fuck
I was confused at first. I recognized okay, at first I don't want to say I was confused because I was like, is Tegan Fox? But like I was confused with like the look because I don't think
No, she never did that before.
she never did that before, so I was just confused. But I knew it was her right away. It just kind of took me a minute to like soak in like
To see her.
that's what she looks like now? Like damn.
So she comes out and a control attacks Knox, but Liv Morgan nails Damage Control with kendo stick shots, and Tegan Knox lands the shiniest wizard on Bailey, and Liv and Knox stand strong. What do you think about Tegan Knox coming back and joining the SmackDown Women's division again? Do you think she adds anything?
I think it definitely adds depth to the SmackDown Women's division. Like I said, in the War Games match when I was mentioning Ronda Rousey being champion, I feel like the SmackDown Women's division is very, very weak, especially without Charlotte Flair. And I hate Sasha Banks. Sorry to anybody that might disagree, but or even with Ronda Rousey or Charlotte. But I don't I think Charlotte excuse me, I think Charlotte and Sasha coming back would definitely be better for the SmackDown Women's division. But for now, Tegan Fox coming back adds depth, and if she does team with Liv Morgan, maybe they can go for a tag team title run. They are having a little feud here, it seems like, with Damage Control, so maybe they can take on Dakota Kai and Io Sky for the tag team titles in the long run. But the fans barely reacted. So that's not really a great sign. We know Knox worked a lot with Triple H and NXT, so Triple H is familiar with her. So, it's definitely good to see her get another shot in WWE.
Um, I was totally listening to you, but as you were talking, I got some news. This is breaking news. I mean, if you haven't seen NXT, I don't know if I should spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
It's the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. What happened? You made my heart kind of drop.
No, it's not bad.
Okay.
The New Day are going to be challenging Pretty Deadly for the NXT tag team titles at NXT Deadline.
Huh. Well, let's get into that for like one quick minute. I won't be long at all. I feel like that's good. I feel like that's good. They're building something. I feel like I feel like they're trying to rebuild NXT to maybe the way it was. So having a well-known talent like the New Day appear on an NXT pay-per-view, it's very, very good. Very. I no, that's not bad. That's not bad. I don't think the New Day is gonna win, but I definitely think they're there to put them over. So they're there to put talent over. So that's interesting.
Yeah, I was excited to see that, but I was like, wait a minute, because like I saw a picture and I was like, wait, is this old? But let's move on to our main event.
But you did hear what I said about Tegan Fox, right?
Tegan Knox, or
Tegan Knox. Why did I'm thinking of AR Fox from
here's my thing about Tegan
We
Knox.
recorded Dynamite yesterday, and I kept thinking of AR Fox and Tegan Knox. Oh my God, I'm stupid.
I'll give you a break. Here's my thing about Tegan Knox. I like her. She never really did it for me. She just sort of was there. She kind of fell in the back. I know everyone's like, oh, the shiniest wizard. The only cool thing that they can do with Tegan Knox is we do know she has history at Dakota Kai. So they could, add that and be like, okay, what they could do is have so for example, we know that Dakota Kai has history with Tegan Knox. Fine. Bailey, has history with Becky Lynch or whoever. Who does Io Sky have history with? A lot of people. Candice LeRae. Definitely Candice LeRae. I mean, she turned on her.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So I just think they're going to add sort of like a poison to each person. But yeah, I don't really like Tegan Knox. I don't really.
I agree 100%. She didn't do anything for me. Like I said, if I was in that crowd, I would have reacted the same way.
Know who the fuck she was, too.
Yeah, they probably didn't know who she was. And like I said, that's not a great sign. I don't know. I guess we're just gonna have to see more of what she can do because I'm not. If I'm gonna be 100% honest, I'm not too familiar with her work on NXT.
Yeah, like I've always like she's always gotten hurt, and I'm not. That's not a bad thing, but like
Right.
gets like so far, and then she gets into the match, and she gets hurt, and then it's like you can't. She lose all that. She loses all of that momentum. Um, I'm looking at this because hang on 1 second. Okay, wait a minute. Um, so okay, I was looking at this. Karen Cross has a promo backstage with Scarlett, and he's looking at tarot cards, and Cross says, it's time to take someone else into the eye of the storm, and he asks Scarlett to show her tarot card, and it features Rey Mysterio on it. And Karrion Cross laughs. Why is Cross going after Rey?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a fresh feud for Ray. We know Ray's coming back from a foot injury, so maybe this is, something for Rey Mysterio to come back to. I just think it's just a fresh feud for both of them. That's just my guess.
Okay, all right, I can
We'll
respect
see.
it. We get another Uncle Howdy promo, which I'm looking online because I took notes, but whenever I see it, I kind of get mesmerized. I'm like, ooh. So basically, in this promo, Uncle Howdy's there, and he's like, "Do you know the man who lives next door? Why can't you all see? I know how Bray thinks, how he feels. It's all fiction. Trust us, trust me. Revel in what you are." And then that's it. So again,
I
don't trust him. Do you know the neighbor next door? This idea of trust us. So it's almost like, what do you think?
I think the story is that Uncle Howard is just basically trying to tell us that everything Bray Wyatt is saying is a lie and to believe him. We still don't know who the hell he is, so
Or us. Remember, he says, trust us.
yeah, so
Trust us, trust me.
I don't know. Like I said earlier, I hope we find out who he is soon. I think it's Bo Dallas, but I just think the fans are trying to he's just trying to tell the fans that everything that Bray Wyatt is saying is a lie.
Yeah. Before we talk about the main event, next week we know the Usos or Matt Riddle and Elias, whoever ends up being the Undisputed Tag Champions, will defend against Drew McIntyre and Sheamus. We know now that that is different because of Drew's wasn't it like, didn't he like get hurt or something? Drew McIntyre was not medically clear to compete. Is it Butch that took his spot?
I think so.
So Butch and Sheamus taking on Usos or Riddle and Elias. We know Shotzi will be taking on Shayna Basler next week, and Kurt Angle's birthday celebration. I'm excited for that.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Listen, Kurt Angle has held this title before. This is the first title Kurt Angle
Pittsburgh,
ever held.
Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, PA. Yes,
Shout
I will be
out
representing for you.
shout out to my teams. I'm a Pittsburgh guy. Steelers, Pirates, Penguins. Let's go.
Pittsburgh, 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 go, 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 go. Pittsburgh Pirates? No.
Yep.
Oh yes,
I'm a huge Pittsburgh Pirates fan.
Are those? I'm not a big sports guy. Hockey.
Baseball. The Penguins are hockey.
Hockey. I'm a big Kurt Angle fan, and he held his title. Another great champion that's held his title.
Some great people, wrestlers have come out of Pittsburgh. Britt Baker, Kurt Angle.
He's like some great wrestlers.
No, there's there.
Pittsburgh.
No.
Pittsburgh is a key town.
There's one more, but I can't remember.
Pittsburgh. I'm trying to think. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Elias, Bruno Sammartino.
Well, Bruno.
Those are the. Okay, well, I thought Elias was good, but Bruno Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino was like the main.
Who else? McAfee, I believe, is from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
But that's all I know. I don't know if anyone else is from Pittsburgh.
Well, we know that Santos Escobar is not from Pittsburgh. He has Legado del Fantasma and Zelina Vega with him, and Zelina Vega is my lady.
Zelina Vega.
And he is taking on Ricochet in the World Cup Finals. Legado distracts Ricochet, allowing Santos to send Ricochet outside. Ricochet nails a missile dropkick and suicide dive to Santos outside the ring. Del Toro pushes Ricochet off the top rope. Referee kicks out Del Toro and Wild and Zelina Vega as well. Ricochet springs boards off the ropes, but Santos pushes him off. Escobar dives through the ropes onto Ricochet, who lands on the announce table. Santos applies a Boston Crab and then a leg submission. Ricochet goes for a shooting star press off the apron to the outside. A lot of action. Both men trade blows in
Really
the
good
ring.
match.
A very good match. Ricochet and Santos are on the railing, and Santos lands a Hurricane Rana to the ground. Fans chant "Holy shit!" and the audio is taken off. Santos goes for a flying Hurricane Rana, but Ricochet lands on his feet. Ricochet goes for a shooting star press, but Santos gets his knees up and gets a 2 count. Santos nails a reverse Hurricane Rana and gets a 2. However, Ricochet nails a spin kick and lands a 630. And Ricochet is your new number 1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And to end SmackDown, the champion Gunther comes out and faces off with Ricochet. What did you think of the match and Ricochet being the champion? Well, not the champion, the winner.
So when I thought of the match first before I get into Ricochet, because I think Ricochet finally, not finally, but getting another Intercontinental Championship is really good. Considering that Gunther is the guy he lost it to, so he's definitely getting a rematch. So I hope he does win. I thought it was a very, very good match. Very good match with a very clean ending. They were both very, very competitive the entire time. It was fast paced. We're gonna get that. They're both, I don't want to say luchadors, but Ricochet. Mike, closer. I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, sorry. High Flyers.
High Flyers, yes. So, I knew it was going to be, a very fast-paced and competitive match.
And this is a rematch, right, from Lucha Underground, right? I know a lot of people were pumping that.
Damn it, I was just gonna say that. So yes.
Oh shit! Sorry, dude.
I was gonna. I have that written down
sorry.
on my notes.
I'm
No,
sorry.
you're good. You're good. So yes.
Fuck me. Pretend I didn't say
You're
nothing.
good.
Go
No,
ahead.
trust me, you're good. So yes, it was also impressive to see this match because they did have this match in Lucha Underground, and if you guys aren't familiar with Lucha Underground, please go watch it. I wish it never got, I wish they never stopped doing it. Even though it was very fair, it was more like a TV show, more than like I mean I guess that's what WWE is, but
It's like a soap opera. Like I
yeah,
remember I tuned into it and I was like, ooh, there's some stuff going on here.
yeah, but they had Rey Mysterio, they had some guys on there,
Yep,
but
they sure did.
Ricochet was very impressive, like he always is with those 730 splashes. It made sense for the baby face to get the win rather than the heel. I thought they were gonna do some cheap ending where, Escobar gets the win, people, Vega helps him out in some type of way, but it was a clean win for Ricochet. Like I mentioned, Ricochet getting a rematch for the Intercontinental title because Gunther is the one that beat him. So I'm excited to see where this match goes. Gunther destroyed Ricochet last time they went at it, so I'm hoping, it's a little more of a competitive match. Um, did did they mention where this match is going to take place? Is it
I
going to
think
take
it's
place on SmackDown
2
at the Royal
weeks. It's gonna
Rumble?
be SmackDown, but it's not this upcoming SmackDown, but next week's SmackDown.
Okay, okay.
So I think the 16th.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to that. I don't know. Oh yeah, December 16th in Chicago. Okay. So I don't know if, you know, Ricochet is necessarily going to win. But I think it's going to be an exciting rematch, and I think Ricochet was a good Intercontinental Champion. So if he does win the title, I wouldn't be mad at it.
Me either, my friend. I agree. This is a good match, probably match of the week, match of the night, obviously, for SmackDown. I'm gonna ask you quick, Christian, because we don't have too much time left. What was your moment of the night?
Um, my moment of the night was definitely the main event, just because it was good to see Ricochet after Ricochet won the World Cup. Gunther did go out there, and they kind of did a stare off, so it was good to see that. I thought, Gunther was also good tonight. We saw him 2 times. He dominated his match. But it was good. I thought definitely the main event was the best match. The Bloodline definitely had the best, segment of the night, like always. I'm gonna give the show. I feel like I've given every single freaking show this, but I'm gonna give the show a 7 out of 10.
Oh,
It
7
was
out
a
of 10.
good show with 3 long matches. But overall, it could have been better. It lacked very star power this week. We didn't see Roman. We didn't see Rousey. Um, I know, like I said, I'm not a Rousey fan, but she is a big name
Mm-hmm.
especially when on the SmackDown side. Um, maybe it was because I feel like I don't think they got too many viewers this week. Maybe it was because they were on FS1 instead of
Yeah,
Fox. Um,
probably. So they're thinking,
so
let's maybe wait.
maybe WWE could have, maybe they didn't need to put a bigger name, because maybe people weren't gonna watch it necessarily.
Yeah.
The 3 matches is what made the show interesting to me. Um, especially the end. I liked seeing Tegan Fox back in WWE.
Tegan Fox. That's
Why do
gonna be
I
your name now. Tegan Fox.
Tegan Knox?
Her name is Tegan Fox now.
I
Now
liked
that's
seeing
what we're going
Tegan
by.
Knox back in WWE. She's still unknown in the main roster, so I understand why the crowd really wasn't reacted, but I wasn't too familiar with her stuff, but I kind of just looked her up on here, like kind of a refresher. I've seen some of her stuff, just not too much, and I'm ready to see I'm excited to see what she can do on the SmackDown side because I think the SmackDown women's division really lacks talent. And my final thought is I just want to see Bray Wyatt compete in a singles match, whether it's against LA Knight, whether it's against somebody. I just want to see him in action because although his every gimmick he has and every promo he has and his storylines are always great and unique and organic. I do want to see his in-ring talent because he has very much of that. And that's also a big reason why WWE signed him back. So,
He's the bomb. Well, listen, Tyler, you're the bomb. My moment of the night was the same as yours. I mean, the main event was killer. It was like you said, we kind of nailed it. Like the sort of FS1, not gonna do much because they know a lot of people are gonna be confused and probably won't be able to watch it. Sometimes when you record it, if you don't record on the right channel, it won't even record it for you. So
right.
I can see them being like, let's save it. But again, match of the night, moment of the night, Ricochet versus Santos. And yeah, I mean, we killed it. I'm excited to see Bray get in the ring too. But
I
with
can't
that,
wait.
I'm going to say goodbye to y'all. Thank you for listening. I almost called you Tyler. Christian, thank you for joining me. I do.
Thank you for having me again. Like always, I
Yes.
appreciate it. This is always a fun time. I appreciate you. You're a good man. You're my brother. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. You're a good man too, and you're my brother too. And thank you everyone for tuning in. And we will be back. We got our top 20 pay-per-view countdown special coming out. Number 19, SummerSlam. Raw's coming out. Dynamite, a lot to come out, man.
Yep. I can't
It's
wait to
coming.
do that. So just stay tuned.
And I feel like the most important thing of the night is what you said earlier. He's not, you could call him, text him, but don't look for nothing serious. All right.
Right. And
That's
one thing I do want to say here for the people, I will now be taking over on the AEW episodes. So
yes.
get ready for that. I'm very excited. I'm very thankful Anthony's letting me do this. So I'm ready to kill it. Again, just be on the lookout for that. In case you don't, in case you see, well,
He
you watch
really
the
knows how
AEW
to
ones,
pump them up.
you watch the AEW ones, you're like, so why is he doing this one? So
I'll tell you why, because he's a fucking B, straight up G certified, number one, undeniable.
I appreciate that, my man.
Often replicated but never fucking duplicated. So that's why my dude here is doing it. So yes, that'll be fun. That'll be coming out probably sometime this weekend or during the
We
week.
still got to do a lot before that. So
We are consistent motherfuckers, though, dude. By
hell
the
yeah.
way, I appreciate you. This is a love fest. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We're gonna go now before we keep on. We're gonna start taking our clothes off. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no. Okay. That's when I leave because then everyone's gonna run off. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night. Stay safe, and we'll see y'all soon. Bye.
Later.